Welcome back to The Banished Former Hero Lives as He Pleases. Anime Review, Episode number 3. We are reviewing episodes 5 and 6 of the series. Now, the thing with these two episodes, they kind of in a way end the first major story arc of this particular series. So here's what happens. So we have a lot of weird stuff happening in the capital. So the whole thing with the general possibility, everybody's basically like, we start out with, get this. So we start out with Alan's brother Brett, where he's under the Capitol, and then we see him at the Capitol, where he's standing next to the Archbishop and the general who previously died. And it's shown that he's actually he's the one apparently behind the marionette gift. And he's been telling people, like, oh, like, the gifts are bad, the gods are using you. It's like, not gets game, basically the gods. And thanks to the Amazon that's basically recording all this and publicly showing to the whole capital, it turns out this whole thing was a plot by the demons because the gifts are a threat to them. Yep. That is simply the reason for it. Oh yeah, definitely. So first, basically, before all this craziness happened, we have Akira. First time I've seen her since episode 2. And by the way, that little girl has a name, Sarah. Well, she's got a different dress on her. And she and Akira walk into the capital. They get to what appears to be the exit of the city. Well, it turns out she's confronted by demons. And like, oh, we have this magic seal on her that we can cause her to turn into a bomb. We're gonna blow her up with you. But actually, no, it doesn't work because Alan defused it. Yep, and Akira killed all those demons anyways. So, meanwhile though, Captain Edward, the guy who's under the general, had been lured to the training area by supposedly the Archbishop, who was actually at the balcony, and then he's confronted by an old friend of his, Craig, Alan Brett's father. Well, they spend a majority of episode 5 and a lot of like episode 6 basically just dueling each other, and reveal why in the world Craig is doing this. So the reason why he's working with demons, why he hates gifts so much. As for why he hated the royal family, it's not really clear. It's like that part of the plotline was dropped, and it's like, oh, I hate the gods, and the reason, because he couldn't prevent the death of his wife, and the fact that according to him, his wife gave birth because apparently her gift was Sacred Mother, which means her job was to give birth to the hero. In actuality, she succeeded. Craig never knew at all. And then, of course, basically Akira shows up, ends up fighting him for a while. Alan, of course, deals with his brother really easily. His brother's like, I'm gonna use my marionettes to kill you. But look enough, Alan just grabs and just smashes him to the ground. Does it kill him? He'll probably live. So then it manages to get over it. Now Beatrice ends up fighting the one demon, which ends up killing her thanks to the Amazoness. He ends up fighting his father, and he sees basically the despair he's been under the whole time. And then Craig dies. Yep, he dies. After all that. By the way, he does stab Edward. I think presumably he does heal Edward. And then we jump ahead after everybody's all dealing with all the demons. He is given the title of Duke of Wasford, which actually he declines. And and the King Sholier, yeah, I expect him to do that. That's why Star took the job. Excuse me, you know, the first Prince's Kingdom. The one who's presumably the heir to the country, and she takes over the leadership of that duchy. So basically, Noelle is shown with swords. So Noelle, Maro, Lisa, and Ellen just all leave the capital. Beatrice tries to go with them because apparently her job is done because she's no longer the bodyguard, the princess. She's just a guard connected to the royal family. But otherwise, though, really good 2 episodes. And like halfway through this season, yes, and I cannot wait to discuss the remaining episodes. Yep. So yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like and subscribe to notifications. I may not get time to do many episodes. I'd probably do it tomorrow, and then start up my next anime, which is gonna be quite interesting. Okay, next view. Bye.